Hi, friends. This is Miss Foster, and y'all are working on your websites. I have received a few emails. I realized that our time together got cut a little short. We've got so much to pack into these next few weeks. And then I got pulled on a couple of other assignments. And I realized I didn't get to go through our slideshow and didn't get to be available for you all to ask questions in our meeting. So I'm putting this together in hopes that it will help some of you continue to build your websites, or if you haven't started, to get you started on them. Okay, so I am on my Google Chrome start landing page. All right. And up in the corner near my little Gmail avatar lady, there's a little tic-tac-toe board that I call that you can click on. And here are where your G Suite Google apps reside. And so I'm going to go to sites because that's what we're going to be working with today. I'm going to start off really slow and basic and then build up to advanced. How about that? And we might have to do 2 separate videos depending on my time. If you don't feel comfortable starting with a blank screen, if you noticed up here at the top, there are some templates, okay? Here's one that I'm going to use in just a moment for class. But then there's some other ones that you can kind of click on and see if you like. If you click on these arrows, it'll open up down here and show you a few more, okay? I'm going to hit this back arrow to go back to this main page, and I'm going to use the class one, okay, as a template. I'm just going to click there and wait a few seconds for it to open up. Okay, friends, so now a lot of elements are already built in for you that you can change, okay? This Google Sites is really intuitive. Just a couple of clicks will change it. So here, you don't want that to be class name. You can put your name in there. So Mr. Seagrave, just because he's on my mind, I talked to him a few days ago about some stuff. I'm going to put that there. Remember, we talked a little bit in those sites about naming your site, that this will be what'll come up at the end of the www.sites, blah, blah, blah. So you may not want that to say Mr. Seagraves. You may want that to say PE. I don't know if I can use a slash, but let's see what happens. PE health class. Let's see what happens. Okay. And then I'm going to put that here. Let's see what happens when I do this. I like to explore and see kind of what happens. So this does not change here. It changes up here. Okay. So now I've named my class. I put my name here, but you can carry out the same thing here. You don't have to. So just play around with that and see what you like. That's the beauty of a template. Okay. You can continue to change things. Okay, so let me go back in here and show you what your controls are here that you can do. You can make this bigger and smaller depending on what you want it to be. If it's normal text, that's how it's going to look. If it's a title, that's where we had it. That's the way it looks. That's the way a heading looks. Make sure you're clicked inside the box so that this toolbar will show. Okay, that's really important. If you want to bold or italicize it, you'll have to highlight it, bold, italicize. Okay, gonna take that back off. Right now it's centered. I like it in the center, but you can also see how this controls where those words land inside that box. You can put a link here. It just depends on how you want that to look. I wouldn't recommend it because people might not know to click on right there. They're going to go down in your page to look a little bit more. This clears off the last formatting that was done, kind of like an undo button, but I want it to go back to where I had it. And then that deletes it all together. Okay. I like it as a title. I'm going to take it back there. You may want to put something else back here. Okay. This is a template, so you can change it. You click on change image. If you have something uploaded to your computer, then you can do it that way from any files that you may have in your computer. You can select on and put it in the background. You can click on select an image and find one in the gallery. If you know the URL of the favorite photo, you can put that in, paste that in there. You can search Google. You can search your albums that you have saved on your Google, on your computer. And then you can go to Google Drive if you have something saved in Google Drive. If someone shared a photo with you, I'm a little scared of what's going to come up. I keep clicking on things. If someone shared something with you, it might be in your shared files on your Google Drive. All right. I'm going to go back. I'm going to choose this so you can see what an image from the gallery looks like back here. Okay. One thing that I've noticed about this adjust for readability, that, will shade and make it look clear. You kind of just play around with that to see how you want it to look on your website. From my experience, a couple of my pictures look darker depending on the readability, and I just had to adjust that to make it look clearer for me and for the people that'll be using my website. Right here, it already has a class overview ready for you to fill in with your class overview. If you click here, this is going to take you to put an image. You can put an image here, put an image here, or if you hover over the square here and click on it, you can delete that if you would like. If you don't want to put an image right there, you can delete that. You can hover over that and you can delete that. Okay. If you're like, oh, wait a minute, after my class overview, I do want to put a couple of images here, and I just did that. You can click undo and it'll put back in the last things that you deleted. Okay. If you don't like this section at all, friends, look over here to the side as I hover over it. You can delete that. Okay. If you really like this section and want to make a class overview section and then go down below and make something else down there that's similar to this setup, you can click on this little icon, which is a copy, and see it copies everything down here for you again. Just this part we were in up here. Okay. So I'm going to delete that because that's double on there. Come down here, and then there's another image in here, but if you don't want that, you can click on it, delete that section, and you can add the section that you want in. You can put another layout in, all right? And it's kind of self-explanatory. This is going to be where you can insert a picture and some words. Most of these are pictures and words or just pictures. And it's just a layout for you. It's just already laid out for you. If that's not something you want to do, if you want to just put text right up under here, that's what your text box function is going to be for. Okay. All right. Let me go back up, scroll down. There's an About Me section here. There's some resources where you can already put in sites, forms, links. So a template is a good way if you don't feel comfortable kind of figuring out what these things or elements are going to be on your own. It already has some things set up for you. But again, if it's things that you don't like, you can always click on that and hit that delete button. All right, friends. There's some pages that are already set up for you on the template. You can navigate to them here, or you can click on pages here. And you still see the same things here. Schedule, newsletter, schedule, newsletter. Okay? If I click on schedule, that'll take me over to the schedule page. Once again, you can change your image. You can make this bigger, bolder. You can go down. It says add a calendar below so your students can see what activities will be happening throughout the class. So here it already has the button for add a calendar. If you click on that, and I highly recommend you putting a calendar on your website, because you can pull that calendar in from your Google Classroom. So once your Google Classroom is set up and you start giving assignments and you have due dates, you can pull that Google Classroom calendar in here and it will show any upcoming assignments you have. I want to resize this, so let me show you how to resize that. These little bubbles on the side help guide you and help you resize your calendar to how big or how small you want it to be. Another tip on here, I don't really like the agenda view. That is the default view for the calendar. I like to see the week. So what you want to do is come up to your settings and click on settings. In here, there's a whole bunch of other things that go on that you can kind of play with turning on and turning off. You can see it over in the section that I turned off the title. I don't want to do that, but I wanted you to see that you can see what you're doing when you click on those buttons. So you can play around with those buttons to see what you like there. But I came in to change it from agenda to week. I'm going to click done. And now my students can see my week. So now if I wanted to put other things on this page, I can do that as well. I'm going to click off of that for a second. All right. Underneath here is a daily schedule already on this page, and a section in the footer to put your name, email, and phone number. So that page is kind of set up for you. You can just delete elements and add elements as you choose. Some of you may have a classroom newsletter. Some of you may want to change this to something else. You may want to change this to an About Me section. You may want to change this to a resource section. It really just depends on how you want to set that up. You may want to rename this schedule as calendar, because I would prefer that for me, unless you were going to use it in some other way. All right, just whatever feels comfortable for you and how you like to set up things. All right, but this is how to use a template, and I really like those templates because if you're not comfortable with it, this will give you some elements that are already established and things that you can change around. Before I run out of time on here, I want to go and talk to you about these buttons up here. You saw me use the undo button. That is your friend when you kind of make a mistake and it's like, ooh, I didn't mean to delete that. This is the redo button. It'll redo the last section. This button will allow you to preview what it looks like to your student or parents in phone view, like here, tablet view, and computer view. Okay? Click on that blue X to take you out of preview. We haven't published yet, so there's not a link right here to copy. This is how you can share with others. And it's just like sharing any other Google document, making sure you put the right sharing elements in there. And then this is settings. I'm about to run out of time for this one. I'll come back and we'll go dig a little bit deeper on the next video, friends. I hope this helps you start setting up your website.